Welcome to the Top Business Leaders Show, powered by Rise 25 Media. We feature top founders, executives, and business leaders from all over the world.
Chad Franzen here, co-host for this show where we feature top restaurateurs, investors, and business leaders. This is part of our SpotOn series. SpotOn has the best-in-class payment platform for retail, and they have a flagship solution called SpotOn Restaurant, where they combine marketing, software, and payments all in one. They've served everyone from larger chains like Dairy Queen and Subway to small mom-and-pop restaurants. To learn more, go to SpotOn.com. This episode is brought to you by Rise 25. We help B2B businesses to get ROI, clients, referrals, and strategic partnerships through Done For You podcasts. If you have a B2B business and want to build great relationships with clients, referral partners, and thought leaders in your space, there's no better way to do it than through podcasts and content marketing. To learn more, go to rise25.com or email us at support@rise25.com. Nicole Tanner is not only founder of Swig, she is a mom of 5 children and now a grandma of 4 grandbabies. She started Swig in 2010 because of her love of Diet Coke and seeing a lack of connectedness in other drive-thru concepts. When not working with her team at Swig's now 50 locations, she is in the outdoors hiking and then spending time with her family. Hey, Nicole, thanks so much for joining me today. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you. Hey, so if you could, just describe for me a typical Swig location and what a customer might expect when going there.
Okay, for sure. Every Swig has a drive-thru. It's all about the drive-thru at any Swig. So the square footage of our buildings are anywhere from 700 square feet to maybe like 1,300 square feet. We don't need a lot of space. It's all about just the drive-thru. And again, we sell drinks and treats. And so we don't need like the fryers and the ovens. And so it's a pretty simple process. And so it's kind of nice that you don't need a big blueprint to serve that to our customers. So on a daily, we will see, a good probably, 700 to 800 cars at least that go through our drive-through lines. And they typically will get, whether it's a fountain drink or a blended energy drink or a sparkling water combination. We have the good pebble ice. That's why I started it, was because of that love of a good pebble ice. And then the foam cup that keeps your drink cold all day long. And so, it's all just based on amazing, good customer service. I want our customers to feel known in our drive-through line. You will never have your order be taken with a squawk box. It will always be person to person with an iPad out there greeting you. And so it's really that personal connection as you come through our drive-through lines. We want to know our customers personally. We want to know how they're doing, how their day's going, and then make their drink better or their day better by giving them, a really good drink, whether that be a fountain drink, a sparkling water, energy drink, whatever.
What kind of effect do you feel like that has then to have, to not have to talk into the little box and to speak to somebody?
Yeah, one thing we've learned from 2020 and the pandemic is that connection matters, and we all need it and crave it. As humans, and I really just helps people to be made to feel known and feel special, and that they matter to a business, but let alone to a person, another person. So I started it because I started Swig because I felt like a number in a drive-through line. I felt like I didn't really matter to that business. And I knew that there were other people out there like me that appreciated to be feel known in a drive-thru of like, hey, I love coming to you for my drinks. And I would love for you to appreciate that. And I'll come to you more often if that's the case. And so I think people love that connection. They love to be made to feel known. We need it as humans. And so I think never a squawk box. I don't like squawk boxes. I'll go to establishments that have them because very rarely can you see someone out there taking it with an iPad. But ours will always be an iPad because of that human connection. I think people, us as humans, we need it.
So I'm curious how the idea overall came about. I know you like Diet Coke, and I know that you felt kind of impersonal at the drive-thru. How did the whole thing kind of come together?
Yeah, it was, I had 5 kids. I still have 5 kids, but they were all younger back then. And I would go to get my drink of choice, whether to a Sonic or to a gas station, which required unbuckling all the kids and walking them into the gas station, which is never a good idea. And so it was just like there was something missing from my whole experience when I would go get my drink from those other places, get my caffeine fix or whatever. And I just thought, okay, well, I don't see anybody else doing something that is just drive-through drinks. And so I thought, okay, well, let's do it. Let's create it to where it's a fast, friendly drive-through. I always want it to be as fast as it can be. Everybody's time is so important. So that's why we take orders, iPads out there so that they can be moving that line. They can go down and take those orders to where the orders are taken. We can take like 10 to 12 to 15 orders down the line, which means they're faster inside because those drinks are already being made. Whereas if you're with the Squawk Box, you maybe only have 3 to 4 cars in between Squawk Box, and the pickup window. So I wanted it to be more streamlined to where we could fit more cars in, get them through faster, and then just make them feel special in that drive-through line, and then create an amazing quality product that they can expect every single time to be made the same way. So that's what I created. I didn't see anything else there like that combined all of that. So that's honestly how it started, on a wing and a prayer of like, let's just hope that this crazy concept works, because everybody sells drinks. Every establishment, from gas stations to restaurants to movie theaters, everybody sells drinks. So we had to be special.
So, and you have all kinds of drinks. I want to get into that with you in just a moment. But so that sounds like the definition of entrepreneurship. Did you did you have entrepreneurial experience prior to this?
I guess maybe kind of. I was a Mary Kay consultant for about 8 years. And so I built a team with that, but nothing crazy like 6 or 7 women. No, I think a busy mom that's kind of your own entrepreneurial experience at home as you're trying to balance, children and their activities and making sure that their needs are taken care of. But I mean, I worked in the fast food industry growing up. So I appreciated it and knew what I, liked in that experience. But other than like my own, Mary Kay business, no. Mm-mm.
So if you could tell me about your first location, where was it and what the early days there were like?
Yeah, I remember waiting 20 minutes in between cars, just hoping that we could, sell, maybe a couple hundred drinks. I remember the first day that we sold $1,000 worth of product. And that was like a huge win for us. It was just very organically, just step by step of like, okay, well, this is working. Okay, let's push the gas on this and let's promote this. And we did dollar drinks for the first 2 months. Every drink was $1, no matter the size, just to get people in, to get them to try it. So very little advertising though. It was all very word of mouth. We just knew that if we provided an amazing product, an amazing customer service, and an amazing experience, that they would tell their friends and family, and then it would spread like that. And that honestly is how it did. I did a couple expo events where I had like a swig bar. Just I did that within the first year, and then I stopped because we were busy already. Opening week, I put flyers on cars of who we were, but I never advertised in like radio or anything like that because we were already busy. And I am a firm believer of don't waste your marketing dollars. If you are busy and you have things going that work for you, don't think you have to put it in something just because they're telling you that's the best thing to do. So,
is that first location still open?
Oh yeah, it's still a top location.
How different is that location now compared to day one in terms of maybe the customer experience or the offerings, things like that?
Yeah, the outside looks, it's the same footprint. We just recently, in the last couple of years, repainted it, resided it. Just 2 weeks ago, we reopened. We closed for 2 weeks and redid the whole inside because the pipes were a mess. The flooring was a mess. I mean, it was an old building that we converted into a swig. Like we started so simple, and there was no business loans. It was like savings and okay, let's just do it as best we can. I took orders on sticky notes for 3 years. It was very kind of mom pop. And honestly, I think that's why it works so well, is because we didn't put money into the biggest and the grandest of equipment and systems. We just did kind of like, all right, well, does this work? Okay, let's try it and see. So yeah, very simple. But yeah, the original location is still there. We get a lot of people from all over the world, really, the United States especially, that come to that location because it was the original.
I'm looking at your website. You have a pretty large menu with all kinds of unique drinks. I'll just throw a few out there: the Ring King, Dr. Pepper cupcake, strawberry puree, and vanilla cream. The
Yeah.
Do Gooder, Mountain Dew, pineapple, fresh lime, raspberry puree, coconut cream. You can go through it. There's all kinds of unique drinks. How many of those were available when you opened that first location?
Not even half of those. We were very simple back then because we didn't know what was going to work, right? So we had Coke and Pepsi. First, Pepsi didn't want to be in the same building as Coke. That was a battle. They don't like to exist in the same space. So we knew we needed Coke because of my love of Diet Coke. And then it took Pepsi a month to come in, but I was ready to open. So we were just like popping cans. We had 2-liter bottles and we're pouring Pepsi Mountain Dew products from there. But yeah, so we had that, maybe about 6 flavor shots is all, like coconut, vanilla, just your basic peach. And then and limes, lemons. And then as customers would come in and say, hey, what about pomegranate? What about, raspberry puree? And then what about adding coconut cream to your drink? So it really was very organically of like, oh yeah, we'll try that. We love our customers. We want them to feel like they are a part of the business and that this is part of their business. And so if they have a suggestion that we feel like will work, we would bring it in. Now, as we now have 50 locations, that's not quite as easy to do. So I never want to have 100 flavor shots. I want it to be as simple as we can to where a menu isn't like crazy busy. I want it to be simple to where they can easily find something. And online where you're looking, we have everything on there. If you pull up to a Swig, it's much more simplified and so that the lines can move freely. So we have probably about 40-ish flavor shots you can add to your drink. But we tried different flavor shots. Like we had chocolate at one time. It wasn't moving, so we pulled it out. So we want to keep it simple, but have variety.
What is the original dirty soda? It says you guys are the home of the original dirty soda. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So we had one, like within a month of opening, somebody came through. It was from a doctor's office and they would come and get drinks for the day. And they said, hey, did you know that we call our coconut Dr. Pepper a dirty Dr. Pepper? And we're like, dang, that has like a cool factor to it. So we started calling them dirty Dr. Peppers. And then it just caught on. We put it on our menu. And then we started having competition that were coming into play about 2013, 2014. So about 3 to 4 years in. And we really wanted to protect that dirty phrase was ours associated to fountain drinks. So we trademarked it. We did a Utah trademark. And then we went ahead and got a U.S. trademark for the term dirty when associated with flavor shots and fountain drinks. So it was our term. We felt it was very important to the brand. And lo and behold, 2020 hit and 2021 too. And we got some publicity through Olivia Rodrigo, which is a pop star. And she loves Swig. She's been to Utah many times and she posted about us. And then dirty soda went viral on TikTok. And everybody was trying to make dirty sodas at home with cream and lime. And it really was this cool sensation that, of course, I didn't plan for, but had prepped for in protecting my brand by trademarking the term dirty. So when people started seeing dirty sodas virally on all the social media, they looked to Swig to see how do you make a dirty soda. So I didn't know that was going to happen, but I protected the brand and trademarked a term that I felt like meant something to us. And yeah, so we are the OG of the dirty soda.
Very nice. So are all of these different flavors, are they all customer ideas or are they like your ideas, staff ideas?
Yeah, they're both. So a lot of our team members, they are the mixologists behind the scenes. They are creating the magic as well. So we ask for ideas and we come out with new specialty drinks, like 2 or 3 in each category. So refreshers is our sparkling water, our energy drinks are our revivers, and then our sodas. And so we come up with about 2 to 3 seasonal drinks for each category. So the team members will come up with the drinks and we'll try them. And if we love them, we'll put them on the menu. Or we are behind the scenes making up drinks and putting them on. But it's a collaboration for sure.
How many people have to say yes or have to say give it the thumbs up?
I mean, we have the team try it, taste it. We give a few customers a taste. What do you think? And then it's just like 3 or 4 of us that go, yeah, you know what? This is an amazing drink. Let's put it on. So, yeah. And it's on there for just like, 3 to 4 months. And so sometimes they're a huge hit and they last. So for example, we came up with our own version of a Starbucks pink drink about 3 years ago. We called it a Strawberry Breeze. And that was mainly just to like, let's see if this will work. It's a refresher. It's water, strawberry puree, sugar-free coconut and vanilla syrup, frozen strawberries, coconut cream. So good. But it went bananas and it's a top 3 drink now. So it's on our menu all year round. So that's how it kind of works. We'll bring one out. There's one called the Naughty and Nice that's for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's Dr. Pepper with English toffee and half and half. And so that one is popular too, but it's still seasonal. You can get it year round. It's like on our secret menu once we pull off that seasonal menu board. But yeah, it's just kind of like, we want it to be fun. We want it to be always kind of current. We're trying new things, making it fresh so that we're not just the same drinks every single time.
Have you or your staff developed kind of like or you kind of have a feel for what flavors would go well with what, soda pop or something like that?
Totally.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say there's some drinks that mix really well with certain flavors. Yeah. Like Sprite and Mountain Dew, they mix really well with like the fruity flavors. Whereas like the Dr. Pepper is more of like a creamy tone. Like we have one called the Texas Tab, which is Dr. Pepper with vanilla syrup and coconut cream. So it's more of that creamy type of a tone.
Yeah, sounds good. I guess it's more of a process than I expected. Can you give me a memorable combination of ingredients that didn't make the cut?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably go back to maybe the chocolate syrup, right? We tried that with, we had a coffee syrup at one time. We had one that was Dr. Pepper based. We called it the wake up call. And so it was Dr. Pepper with coffee syrup. And I think we put either vanilla cream or half and half in it. It just didn't quite sell. And so, we just stopped offering it. So yeah, sometimes, and you just never know, you got to put it out there and some people really love it. And then some people are like, oh, no, it doesn't work. So we are never stuck and married to an idea at Swig. If it's not benefiting us or our customers don't love it, we're not going to do it. We started out at Swig selling shaved ice. We did it for 5 years. And it was just a pain to make these big blocks of ice. We weren't great at it. The syrup was all over. It slowed down our line, which took away from the core of who we were because it's a process to make those. So we got rid of it. But it took us 5 years to make sure that, okay, is this who we are? It's not. Okay, let's go a different route. Let's get rid of it.
So I asked you about your first location. Now you have 50. Can you kind of take me through that? What it's been about 13 years, the kind of the expansion process, how you guys have grown?
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. It was the first 3 years was just one store because we were just trying to see. I mean, we really created a market that didn't exist before as far as just drinks, fountain drinks in particular, and then just a treat like cookies or pretzels. And so the first 2 years it was like, okay, this is actually working. So then we found our third location just a mile away from the first location, exactly a mile in St. George where we started. We opened up the second location in March of 2013. And we got some news publicity from a news station up here in Salt Lake City that said that we were the top place to hit for spring break. So we became like the top spring break destination, and it kind of blew us out of the water to where everybody that was coming from northern Utah down to St. George, or anybody traveling through from like California, Arizona, everybody wanted to stop and check out this Swig place. And so that really skyrocketed us. We brought on some minority partners at that point so we could scale, so I could step away from the stores and really help scale to northern Utah. So we scaled from 2013 to 2017 from 2 stores to 17 stores. And that was a lot of back and forth. Again, I'm a mom of five. I've, kids with all their things going on. I'm trying to balance that, but then open up locations that were 4 to 5 hours away from where I lived. But it was still great. We were still building this brand of, great drinks, great customer service. We were building a customer base, a huge following. We were building the menu out. We were just trying different things. But I knew that we needed some restaurant help because I could see that we were moving into this space that couldn't be so kind of mob poppy, that we needed to have more structure, more systems that could really help us scale. Because we were scaling, but not at a very smart way of doing it. Like we weren't giving our stores in Northern Utah the support that they really needed. And so, which meant our customers weren't really getting what the Swig experience. And so, and there were competitors out there already. There was several by the year 2017. There was probably like 20-ish. So we thought we needed to franchise, but it scared me because of franchising can take your brand down if you're not ready for it. And so we started the legal process of it and got about 90% of that done. And then just really did not feel good about it. Knew I didn't have the training in place or the systems and structure. I didn't want to just go land grab because I could and start handing out franchises and then worry that those franchisees were going to do well, knowing I hadn't given them the right structure. So I put a hard pause on it for a good year, kept praying for the right partners to come around with that restaurant experience to help us to scale. And I got introduced to Andrew and Shauna Smith at Four Foods Group, which is now Savory Food Group. And so I met with them and I said, would you franchise? And he's like, you're not ready. You are not ready to franchise, but I would love to help you get you ready and help you scale. So they bought out our existing partners and bought just over majority of Swig. And then we started scaling rapidly. And we went back to refining. We changed the logo. We redefined the brand, the inside, the structure, the systems, the training. And then about a year and a half later, we started hitting the gas and we went from 2018, 2019. I think it was January 2019, we opened our 19th store. And now 2023. So what is that? 4 years later, we are at 50. So we've grown tremendously in those 5 years. And they have brought on so much experience. They took on the heavy lifting when we partnered. So they took on payroll, HR, marketing, site development, site maintenance, operations. Like it was really great because they've been doing it for a while. This is what they do. They buy emerging brands, buy into them, and then help these restaurant brands scale. So
more than 30 of your locations are franchises.
No, they're all still corporate. They're all still corporate. So we didn't franchise. We stopped and we just grew corporately. Yeah. Okay. So they're all corporate owned. We did just turn on franchising. We haven't opened any yet, but we just turned that on 3 months ago. Oh, so we've got over 200. We have over 200 signed already, though. So
wow, awesome! Wow, that's incredible.
So now we got to go that route.
So you're kind of just moving in that direction right now. I mean, very strongly in that direction, but you're just kind of starting.
We'll do both. Yeah, we'll do both. We'll still open corporate stores because they establish a real firm base of who we are. And then we'll do franchise stores too. So I anticipate in the next 3 years, I think we'll have close to probably 300 to 400 locations.
Wow.
Which sounds crazy. But
what do you look for in a franchisee? Or what will you look for?
We've already signed, with a bunch of them. So we look for somebody who has some experience in franchising is super helpful because they know that world. They, especially like the food service industry, the fast casual. So we look for somebody who might have some of that experience. It's not necessary. We want somebody who's going to have the care like we care, that are going to go in and aren't afraid to get dirty and get in there to, take some orders and do some dishes. And that's where you'll find me, by the way. That is where I like to be, is on that line, talking to our team, finding out, great leaders who maybe wants to go open an area, talking to our customers, making sure that they are still feeling connected and taken care of. So that's what I would love to see from franchisees is, do they treat our team and our customers like I would treat them? And are they going to, be boots on the ground, hands getting dirty like I would? And that's how your stores will be taken care of.
So let's say you've got somebody who fits all that criteria. What makes Swig a good opportunity for a potential franchisee like that?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's a simple model, right? You don't need a huge blueprint. You don't need a big building. You're not flipping burgers. You're not, don't have grease. You don't have a lot of waste because of that. It is very simple. So your margins are good. And it's drive-through. So again, you can squeeze a lot of people through in and out quickly. So the sales are good. So the margins are good. The sales are good. And it's more than that too. It's about how people feel in that drive-through line. It is the best part of their day. So, and then we also give back to every community. We have a bunch of different things like that, initiatives that we give back. One is breast cancer awareness. I'm a breast cancer survivor, and we give back to a thing that we call Save the Cups. And so we want to be a part of that community. So from the brand level, it's a very solid brand to where people are really starting to learn about it and want to swig in their community. And then again, the margins are good, the sales are good. So it's really the perfect combo.
Yeah, awesome. So it's been quite a journey. I mean, considering you were just interested in improving the drive-through experience and you liked Diet Coke, what are you most proud of regarding your journey with Swig so far?
Oh goodness, so many things. It's amazing to see how far we've come. But I love that we are providing opportunity for people. We have team members that start at the age of 16. It's their first job. And before they know it, they are managers and then regional managers and then area directors. So we are providing careers for so many people, women in particular. We are 85% women led, which is really cool. It's not intentional. It just has organically happened that way. So we are giving people, and in particular women, purpose and a career. We did our big Christmas party in December, and I had several women come up to me in tears. Some of them are single moms. Some of them are, college students that just never really thought they would be able to do anything like this. And they just said, you don't know what this job has done for me. It has given me my purpose back. And to be able to have a business that can give that to people is incredible. And then have the franchisee part of it where they can actually buy into a Swig and have it be their business is like the next level. And then you do the entrepreneurial side or the philanthropy side of it, where what we do for our Save the Cups is we pay for the medical bills of women fighting breast cancer. So then add that to it. So I'm so proud of our Save the Cups. Like, that is a very surreal aha moment for me, because that's what was done for me before I started Swig. So that part of it is very touching. But then just to see the people that their lives are changing because of this opportunity to work for, again, a company that I just hoped one location would work. We had 12 employees when we started. It literally is really so cool to see the opportunity it's provided for people to have a fulfilling, amazing job.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds incredible. Hey, I have one more question for you, but first tell me how people can find out more information about Swig, either as a customer, potential franchisee, or what information seeker.
Yeah, so just swigdrinks.com is where you'll find us, on all the social media platforms. We also have our webpage is just swigdrinks.com. That's how you'll find us. We are on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all the things. But franchising, they just go to our website and you can submit an application on there. It's pretty easy.
And you have locations in multiple states: Utah, Texas, Oklahoma.
Yep. Idaho, Arizona. Yep.
Okay.
With many more to come. Texas is going to see a lot of swigs. It just fits who we are. They're, more of a hot climate. It's a large state with a lot of people, and they like their big drinks. So they are, yeah. So we open our 50th store will actually be our 6th location in Dallas that we open here in the next week or so. So that would be pretty cool. Another thing I'm super proud of that just happened that a lot of people don't know about, but I want to make sure I get in there, is as far as like from an entrepreneurial standpoint. So when you open a business, you are really just grinding it out, right? And everything that you make basically just rolls back into the next location that you're opening. Like you're just putting it in and waiting for kind of that big day of like, okay, I'm finally being rewarded for all this hard work and be able to take some chips off the table. So we got to a certain point where we were about 40 locations, and we knew that we were at a tipping point of like, all right, who wants to come in and partner with us again and really take us to that next level, franchising and whatever that looks like. So we met with several big companies and to see if they would be interested, and private equity companies. And they just didn't quite understand Swig. They didn't quite understand the concept, weren't really quite buying into it to give us the value that we wanted. And then we found a company here in Utah, Larry H. Miller, who owned the Jazz for a while. And Larry H. Miller has passed, but his wife, Gail, now runs the company. And so they came in last summer and were very interested. They know the brand. They live here in Utah. They love it. They see the vision. They see it can go everywhere. And so they came in and bought large majority just in November. That finalized. And to partner with Gail and her team, again, a female-founded or female-run business, and their values, it just has fit so perfectly with who we are at Swig and what our visions are together. It's the perfect scenario. And from my point of view, to be able to see somebody that values this business like I do is huge. And to be able to then take a few chips off the table and take kind of a sigh of relief and okay, here we go, let's keep going. So that was a big part of the journey, is that was a huge partnership for us.
Sure. Absolutely. That's great. Hey, last question for you. What is your favorite item, or what's kind of your go-to item of choice at Swig?
It's silly. I get the same drink every day. I could get a different drink every day if I wanted to, but I love my drink. So it's called the Founder. I don't need a drink named after me, but when we started our first Save the Cups, we created the Founder, which was my drink, so that anybody that comes through in the month of October and buys the Founder, we donate $1 to Save the Cups. So it's called the Founder. It is Diet Coke, of course, sugar-free coconut, fresh lime, and coconut cream. And I get that every single day. And it's a top 5 drink in the company. Like, it's a really good drink. So I get that every day. I've tried all the drinks. They're all really good. But I drink that. I drink lots of water too, but my drink is the Founder every day.
Were you integral in coming up with the ingredients in the Founder?
Oh yeah, it was my drink. So I would get just coconut in my Diet Coke every day and add a lime. That was just my drink. And I love anything with coconut. Coconut is my jam. And no, they knew everybody. You could have asked people before the Founder came to be the drink, what does Nicole get? And they would tell you, oh, it's a Diet Coke with coconut and lime. And then I started adding coconut cream. And so now it's the Founder.
Okay,
so.
Great. Hey, Nicole, it's been great to talk to you. Your story with Swig is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And I really appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
You too. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Top Business Leaders Show, powered by Rise 25. Visit rise25.com to check out more episodes of the show and to learn more about how you can start your own podcast.